These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another How About Them Celtics video. Sam and I are recording after the Boston Celtics' fourth Summer League game, a loss to the New York Knicks. They are now 1-3 in Summer League.
They don't do a lot of winning.
No. Celtics Summer League team this year, not great. I saw John Corrales on Twitter say something along the lines of like, it's probably okay to have a bad Summer League team because that just means all of your young players / good players, your team's so good, basically, it's a bunch of second-round picks and undrafted guys. At the same time, somebody in the reply commented, or you can be like the Heat and just be good at drafting talent and also have a good Summer League team.
Well, that's the thing about the Heat is they don't even draft their talent. They just find them on the street.
This is true.
They told you as many times as they could that the whole team was undrafted in the playoffs.
Yeah. Emphasize that point, but the Celtics are 1-3 through 4 Summer League games. This one lost to the Knicks. They were down by, I think, as much as 20 points, maybe over 20 points throughout the game. They made a really good comeback, got back into it late in the game, slipped away from them. They couldn't complete the comeback, but
sounds like another team I know.
They tried their best. They climbed all the way back. It was a good effort. They were trying real hard. They just couldn't get the job done. They had 19 turnovers. That was the story of the game. I'm pretty sure like 9 of those were in the first quarter. So that's not an excuse, but they slowed it down and smoothed it out a little bit after the first quarter. But the turnovers were obviously a problem. Celtics actually shot okay from the field, 44 from the field, almost 37 from deep. It's just the Knicks shot 50% and 44. So they got beat in that category. But looking at some of the highlights, Jay Scrubb was the highlight of this game, I think, or one of them at least. 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 5-11 from the field, 2 or 3 from deep. I think Jay Scrubb deserves a two-way spot at this point. He's shown enough where he's making a decent clip of his threes now. Some of these cuts are stuff he can do off the ball. He's trying real hard on defense. He's running around. He's playing with great energy. He's getting into passing lanes. Like he's showing really good effort on the defensive side.
Trying real hard, but it's important. It's just funny that that's what we look for now. But I guess in Summer League, that's really what you're looking for because you don't know how the rest of all these guys' games is going to translate to a regular season. We did a whole video about Jordan Walsh this morning, and we were like, "Oh, this guy rules." You know why? Because he just makes the impact without like creating shots and having to be the dominant guy. Mm-hmm. He's just like doing what he can. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah. It's an effort thing. In Summer League, it's tough to gauge talent based on the counting stats. But you can always gauge how hard a guy tries and the effort they put on the court. And Jay Scrubb is definitely out there fighting for a roster spot, and he played well again tonight. I think the Celtics should be the team to give it to him at this point. I mean, I'm thinking about writing about it for Celtics blog. I really think he could fit if he learns to screen a little bit, and if he keeps hustling on defense and really improves on that end. I really think he could fit into like the Bruce Brown, Javonte Green role. I'm not saying he's going to be as good as Bruce Brown or whatever, the same level as Javonte Green, but that sort of role where he's a smaller wing, just trying real hard, putting in the effort on defense, setting screens and cutting and making a couple threes a game. Like, I really think there's a role for him, if not in the Celtics, somewhere in the league. But Jay Scrubb's been the most impressive player in the Summer League so far, outside of obviously Jordan Walsh. But he didn't particularly play super great against the Knicks. But Jay Scrubb, shout out to him. He's played really well.
Yeah, I mean, he looked pretty good. He's been pretty consistent across all of these Summer League games. I think he's got double digits in every single one of them. Today was another day where he wasn't wildly inefficient. He was just out there. Again, just under 50% from the field. Not bad. Made 2 of his 3 threes. 16 points off the bench. Consistency from the man. Did he pass the ball today?
2 assists.
2 assists. 2 turnovers. Not bad.
Not terrible. Terrible.
He's definitely adjusted his game. I think that was a good thing you pointed out the last time we talked about the Summer League, where he's no longer sitting on the ball. He's getting his baskets in a different way.
He's quicker. He's quicker decisions, not holding the ball too long, which is really nice to see. Dalano Banton also had somewhat of a bounce back game. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 7 of 12 from the field, 2 of 6 from deep. His scoring was a lot better in this one. He also had 4 turnovers there. He was very loose with the ball at points. There were a couple distinct ones late in the game when the Celtics were trying to make a run of him just losing it. There was one where the Celtics had a fast break. It was like 4-on-2 or 3-on-2 or something, and he was running up the court and he just dribbled it off his foot. And the Knicks got a fast break of their own off it. It was very poorly timed turnovers for Dalano Banton, so it was kind of like flip-flop. In the last Summer League game, he's obviously only played in 2 now, but in his first Summer League game, Dalano Banton looked really comfortable with the ball in his hands, had 6 assists, but didn't shoot well. In this one, he scored the ball really well, had some solid boards, but he didn't look too great with the ball in his hands. So you kind of want to see him find that balance. You can see, in my opinion, why he is on it, this sort of prove it deal with the Celtics now after being bounced from the Raptors guard rotation. He looks all right, but I think the minus
a little bit
13.
of a bounce back after that. What was he, 3 of 19 in the debut? Where I was like,
the scoring was better.
I came in here after not paying attention or having watched the last game just because I was busy. Again, today, just busy during the 1 week they have games. But I was like, 3 of 19. My goodness. Yeah. What the hell? I was excited for this guy, and he's throwing up bricks. There was a bit better of a day.
Yeah, better scoring. Now he needs to combine the ball handling of the first game and the scoring of this one, and you'll have a solid guard to have at the end of the bench. So hopefully you can do that. Jordan Walsh, another guy who's played really well, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 3 of 11 from the field, 2 of 5 from deep. Not his best game, obviously. A little bit of a comeback down to earth after his 25-8 against the Lakers. Still had the same energy, still showed the same stuff. He's bounced back and forth. At least the 3-point shot.
Russian roulette with a basketball player.
Yeah, at least the shots there. 2 of 5 from 3 is not bad.
You know what the best part
of
tonight's game was? Is they lost to a guy called Charlie Brown. And the best part about him is not only is he named Charlie Brown, but he's Charlie Brown Jr. So his dad said, I had to put up with this my whole life. So are you.
Charlie Brown, 27, 7, 5, 2 and 1. 10 of 16, 5 and 9, killed the Celtics. I think he made his first 6 shots or something. He just wasn't missing coming out the gates. Great game from Charlie Brown. But yeah, a little bit of a come back down to earth moment for Jordan Walsh. Shooting's not there. But again, like I said with Jay Scrubb, the effort's still there on both sides of the ball. And that's really what you want to see from guys in Summer League. Justin Champagnie, good game as well. 14 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. 4 of 9 from 3 is huge for him. He took 9 of his 10 shots were threes, and he made 4 of them. And he shot 1 for 1 on the other shots. So 5 of 10 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3. Solid game for Champagnie. You really want to see him start hitting those threes. Almost all of them were from that left wing. So he found his spot on the court, and he stuck with it. Nice bounce back game from him. You want to see him be a bit more consistent, though. It hasn't been the Summer League that you've wanted to see from Champagnie so far.
No. I mean, this is a guy with a guaranteed contract.
Yes.
The box score today screams he was okay, but the plus minus does not. And what I've seen in the past tells me there's nothing to be overly excited about with him. There just isn't. Mm-hmm. He was a throw-in guy at the end of last season. They gave him a non-guaranteed second year to the deal, I believe. I don't think they have to keep him this year. I'm not positive on that.
I think it's guaranteed.
I saw whatever before the playoffs guy.
Yeah, I saw something along the lines of it's only 40,000 of it is guaranteed until a certain point. I think it's like the Noah Vonleh contract of last year. Remember how they could waive him before a certain point or trade him, and then they wouldn't have to be with the contract. So there is that. Oleg Balcherowski, another okay game. 11 points, 6 rebounds.
Cool one when I got to sit down and watch them try and come back at the end.
He did. He was hustling down there. He was hustling
around out there.
Only guy in the starting lineup with a positive plus minus. 11.6 rebounds and assists, a steal and a block. 3 of 5 from the field, 5 of 7 from deep. Also, something I didn't mention with Jordan Walsh, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. He was very aggressive. He did get to the line. Good for him. But Oleg, an okay game, 4 fouls. It felt like this time more of those fouls were less Daniel Tice fouls and more Summer League fouls, if that makes sense. So
was it him not being athletic, or was it him just being out of position, or him hacking guys?
I would say a healthy mix. I think guys just ran into him, and he would either turn his body a little too much or he'd push forward a little too much. He would just make these slight adjustments where in past games he'd be standing there straight up and they'd run into him. Today he was a little bit jerky with it, and he pushed him on. It was fine, not the end of the world, but an okay game from Oleg.
He has just been essentially as solid as can be. Not special, but not hurting the team. That's my takeaway on Oleg through 4 games. Another eye-catching thing from the box score. As a bouquet, nothing. 0 of 2, no. 15 minutes, 5 rebounds, didn't have a block, turned the ball over twice. Didn't have a big impactful game tonight. Let us down.
Minus 11 in 15 minutes. Not a good as a bouquet game. Not a great game from the Celtics bigs. Oh, like I said, he was solid. He was fine, but not really what you want to see from Azubuike. He's been really disappointing. He was one of the most one of the guys we were most excited about after we watched the highlights. But I think what we've seen in Summer League so far, he's just slow. He's just not very good at positioning himself under the rim. I feel like he's too much of a college center where, in college it was, I am just bigger than half of these people, I'm going to dominate. And in the NBA, it's kind of like, now I have to actually use my positioning, use my, finesse or whatever. And he's just kind of running around out there. I wouldn't use a two-way spot on him. I might not even invite him to training camp. This is a pretty disappointing summer league for Azubuike. Not
I
great.
Not
what you wanted to see.
Training camp. Maybe the meanest thing I've ever said.
He hasn't been good. He hasn't been very good at all in his minutes.
It's the meme of the guy trying to go in the Jets practice facility and he tries the key card and the door doesn't open.
Yes, exactly. Kamar Baldwin, another meh game. He looks comfortable with the ball in his hands. We said that about him last time out. 2 points, 1 of 5, 0 of 2, not great. That being said, 3 assists, 3 steals for him. He was aggressive, had some of those steals were impressive ones, came at good times. And then the 3 assists were good too. But underrated guy, you wouldn't notice if you just looked at the normal box score. Justin Bean, 4 points, 3
That's
rebounds, plus 12. Team high plus 12 in a game they lost by 8 points. That's not an easy thing to do. Justin Bean was very impactful in the minutes he played, shot 2 of 4 from the field, didn't make his threes, and the threes he did miss were big swing threes. Like if he made them, the Celtics might have had a real chance at winning this game, but he was everywhere. On the defensive end, he had a great block. I forget who it was against, but one of the Knicks players drove by everybody else. He came over from the weak side and just swatted it away. The bench got hyped. Very good at positioning himself, hustles on both sides of the ball for rebounds and on defense, especially. If he can nail those 3-point shots, I genuinely think there's a place for him on a 2-way deal. He's a guy I would keep an eye on. I just really like the way he carries himself on the court for the Celtics. Like he hustles very well. Same thing with who was I going to say it about? Same thing with Jay Scrubb. They're very similar in the sense that you can tell they are actively trying to do all of the little things. Obviously, you see it more in the box score with Jay Scrubb because he is getting those shots and he's so comfortable with the ball in his hands. But on the defensive end and on the glass, I think Jay Scrubb and Justin Bean have both been phenomenal at hustling and doing all those little things, regardless of if it shows up. And I mean, you see it in the box score, +6 and +12. They were the top 2 plus-minus guys, and it's because they put in the effort when they're on the court. So good for them. I thought they were both really good in this one, regardless of the stats.
The fallout from Summer League is going to be interesting because, of course, not every Summer League player, if they do get a deal, gets a deal from the team they played Summer League for. So it's interesting to see, even if it's not the Celtics, which guys are going to get deals off this team.
Mm-hmm.
If you think Justin Bean's one of them, it kind of makes sense. The pitch is there from you. I get it. And in what I've seen, he does look able out there. He doesn't look like a liability, and he hangs better than most. I'm curious if the Celtics pluck anybody from any of these other teams. I don't really know how it all works.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think they have some solid guys. I think they could also take a look around the league at some other teams, see who pops up, but we'll have to see what happens. But interesting game for the Celtics. Tough they couldn't come back. Obviously, like you said, Charlie Brown really killed him in this one. Him and big man Dmitro Skapsinev, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it right, had some nice passes. He looked good in this one too. 5 blocks, but tough they couldn't win. Solid game from Justin Bean, from Jay Scrubb. We didn't even talk about JD Davison. He was fine. 11 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from deep. Another game where JD Davison was just kind of out there. I thought he was okay. Set up some nice plays with his assists, but he's been pretty underwhelming too. The turnovers were tough too. 4 turnovers from him.
From what my eyes told me when I was watching and ears have told me talking to you, he's just out there running. Not ready yet. Like you said, it's kind of tough for him because there is this weird point guard situation with the big team. I mean, we keep talking about it. Pritchard is starting to get floated to get real minutes. Jay King actually axed him from his projected rotation on The Athletic today.
I saw.
But it's like a big talking point. It's like, is Pritchard going to get mentioned? Is he not? JD Davison, if he was ready, could really force a tough conversation there, where it could be like, is it JD or Pritchard if either one of them even gets minutes? He's just not ready yet. It's too bad.
Definitely. And you want to see more from him in Summer League, but it just wasn't there for him. So unfortunate. But thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. Celtics have one more Summer League game tomorrow. We'll probably just cover that in a Summer League recap in our Sunday pod, which is out at 5 a.m. on Sunday, obviously. And you can expect to see another video on Saturday morning before that as well. But thank y'all for tuning in. Subscribe to How About Them Celtics, and I'll let Sam take us home, even though he's not home.
Yes. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, join over 900 others, and hit the button, hit the notification bell. Make sure you don't miss any new uploads like this one, which was a bit of a surprise, right? Sometimes we hit you with a surprise. Also, the daily videos are still coming at you, so be on the lookout for those. You can listen to the full-length pods on YouTube or on Spotify and Apple. Make sure you follow us there. Leave 5-star reviews, nice comments. Social media at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook is just the name of the pod. You can like us there, find our streams there, and YouTube as well. And you can follow Jack on Twitter at JackSponeNBA. Make sure you check out his latest work on Celtics blog. Did a nice piece on Jordan Walsh. Make sure you read it because he's the hot topic right now. That's why everyone's clicking videos. And you can follow me at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco. Come on. Taco.